held down, held back, hated. I've been pissed off, mad, frustrated. I've been loved, admired, and finally made it to the other side where I realized something sacred. It's not about what anyone else thinks of me. It's all about I run it like a CEO. I move like an athlete pro. I party like a rock star show. I live every day like my last, never know. I run it like a CEO. I move like an athlete pro. I party like a rock star show. I live every day like my last, never know. I will be the best, I will be the greatest. If it's just in my head, I don't care, man, I made it. Peace in my mind, never let that fall. Live my best life with the gift of time. I will be the best, I will be the greatest. If it's just in my head, I don't care, man, I made it. Peace in my mind, never let that fall. Live my best life with the gift of time. I will be the greatest. If it's just in my head, I don't care, man, I made it. Peace in my mind, never let that fall. Live my best life with the gift of time. I will be the best, I will be the greatest. If it's just in my head, I don't care, man, I made it. Peace in my mind, never let that fall. Live my best life with the gift of time.
Hello there, Volt Army and fellow crypto enthusiasts. In this one, we're going to be having a look at the game being developed by Voltinu, Bulletrain. But first, I thought we would drop in one of our OG's X Spaces, Crypto Latina. Let's see if she's on yet. I believe it's 5 o'clock. Let me just have a look. Oh, she's not started yet. Let's have a wee look at the Voltinu page while we're waiting. See if there's anything new. That's bully sharp. Fun in comic strip form. Superb. But it's there. 5 PM it says. It says here, Bolted News. Bolt is heading to On-Chain Live. Spotlight hosted by On-Chain Benjamin and On-Chain EU, the team behind On-Chain Ramp. Join us for a lively discussion on the latest crypto industry insight happenings and trends. Like, I've already seen all this. There we go, there's big Crypto Latina on. Let's join in, huh? Start listening. I'll turn that music down because I believe she plays music at the start of her show. The house is filling up. I've got CZR, Raquel, Gin Token, Jay-Z, Lazy Low. Let me turn that music down just now. Just in case she comes in with her own music. Just kidding this. Oh, here we go. Love that guitar. Crypto Latina.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias. Good morning.
Good
Mic check really
morning.
quick. Can you guys hear me okay? Does it sound okay?
Yep.
Show me with emojis. Good morning, Ken.
Hola!
Okay, we're
What
good.
is going on? Hey,
Get that retweeted.
Mic check.
Okay, you guys can hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah, I hear
yes.
you.
Okay,
Me?
perfect.
Hey, Willie Wells.
Let's
Good
go.
morning. Good morning, Crypto Latina. Good morning, Vote On Me. Thank y'all for being here with us right on time. 5
Let's
minutes
go.
in, and y'all are here. New time. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Yes,
Thank
guys,
you.
good
Thank you,
morning.
Crypto. Appreciate you.
Of course, appreciate you guys. We're gonna go ahead and we'll go on to the motivational guys. Pay attention. I love Les Brown is one of my favorite motivational speakers, and I love this speech that is one of my favorite speeches. So pay attention, you guys. In the meantime, share the space. Let's get that purple bubble matching to the people that we have in the space. Okay, and let's get some more people in here. Let's start this Monday off super volted. All right, pay attention, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
I told Mr. Washington I wanted to become a disc
Oh, a
jockey.
wee speech.
Someone asked me to tell this story. And he said, Les Brown, he said, if you want to do anything worthwhile in life, you've got to be hungry. And so I started working to develop myself. He said, I want you to practice every day being a disc jockey. I said, but I don't have any job now. He said, it doesn't matter. He said that it's prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So every day I was working to develop myself. And that's what you must do. And as I was working to develop myself, I applied for a job as a disc jockey, WMB. I'm on Miami Beach. I went to a guy named Milton Butterball. I said, how you doing, Mr. Butterball? I'd like to get a job as a disc jockey. He looked at me. He said, you have any broadcast background? I said, no, sir, I don't. Do you have any journalism background? I said, no, sir, I don't. He said, we don't have any jobs available. I said, yes, sir. I went back to Mr. Washington and I told him. He said, don't take it personally. He said, most people are so negative, they will have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, go back again. So I went back again. I said, how you doing, Mr. Butterball? My name is Les Brown. He said, I know what your name is. What do you want? I said, I'd like to know whether or not you have any jobs at disc jockey, sir. He said, didn't I just tell you yesterday we didn't have any jobs? I said, yes, sir, but I know whether or not somebody got laid off or somebody was fired, sir. He said, no one was laid off or fired. Now get on out of here. I came back the next day. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you? He said, fine. What do you want now? I said, I'd like to know whether or not you got any jobs, sir. Didn't I tell you the last 2 days we didn't have any jobs? I said, yes, sir, but I don't know whether or not somebody got sick or somebody died, sir. He said, no one got sick or died. Now don't come back here and throw me out again. I came back the next day like I was seeing you for the first time. I said, hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you? He looked at me with rage. He said, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. And I went to get him some coffee. After a while, I would get their lunch and dinner, and I would go in the control rooms and take the disc jockeys their food, and I would not leave until they would ask me to leave. Then they started trusting me to pick up entertainers that came to town. Entertainers like the Four Tops and the Temptations and Diana Ross and the Supremes. I would drive them all over Miami Beach in the disc jockeys, big long Cadillacs. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. And one day, one Saturday afternoon, while I was at the radio station, a guy named Rock was drinking while he was on the air. I was the only one there, looking at him through the control room windows, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, Rock, drink. Drink, Rock. I'd have gone to get him some more if he'd asked me to. Pretty soon the phone rang, and it was a general manager. And I answered the phone. I said, hello? He said, Les, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend, Cassandra. I said, y'all turn up the radio and come out on the front porch. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes. And I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, do you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and don't say nothing here. I said, yes, sir.
Got his job,
I
didn't he?
couldn't wait to get behind those controls. I put on an old Stevie Wonder record called Fingertips. I sat down behind that turntable. I said, look out, this is me, LB Triple P. Les Brown, your platter playing Papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction, a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry.
Hungry.
He was hungry. I love that speech, you guys.
Quality.
You guys are looking for people to listen to. Les Brown is one of the OGs, and I love this analogy because, my gosh, how many of us give up so quickly when the way we want them to go, when things go left, and then we give up, and then we cry and we're sobbing. And it's a prime example of, look, how bad do you want to succeed? How bad do you want this change in life, right? You have to be hungry. And I love that because it's true. You guys, we've said it. It's something else that Les Brown always says is, it's not over until I win. It's not over until I win. Would you guys agree, Ken and Willie?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Say
yes.
it. Let me hear you say it. It's not over.
till I win.
No. That wasn't convincing.
Until I win.
It's not
Because
over till
why?
I conquer this.
Because why?
Because
Why? Why? We want to know
Crypto
why.
don't work. Crypto don't work. That's why. Hey.
That's right. It's not over until we win, you guys. I want you to put that in the purple bubble because what is this, Willie and Ken? There's 38 people so far and only 13 comments. That is weak AF. What?
And 5 of those are mine. What is going on?
I said 5 of those are mine. And I'm sure 2 of those. Oh, no. You guys, come on. If you guys don't get that purple bubble up, it is going to show me that you are not zooming out, okay? So let's get that purple bubble going, even if you just put the vote emojis, you guys. But what if, I know that was a speech. You guys have to look it up. He has a longer speech and he's so good. But it's such a prime example of he went and the person said, hey, I don't got a job for you. I don't got a job for you. And he just went like, bro, I'm not giving up. You know, and this is just a small example of how, you know, it is to be persistent, to like, no, this is my goal and I'm not going to give up, knowing very well you're going to get things, obstacles thrown in the way. There's going to be challenges. Listen, you guys, to get to greatness, to get to the things that we truly want in life, you have to put it in your head that you're not going to get it easy. It's not going to come easy. Nothing worthwhile, nothing valuable, nothing that's going to last a long time is going to come to us easy. And I think, you know, him speaking on this was so powerful because it's just like, man, it shows perseverance. Any other person would have been like, dang, okay, oh, well, moving on to the next thing and getting to their, you guys ever watch Winnie the Pooh's Eeyore? Poor little me, nobody knows me. I don't have an opportunity. The charts are red, so I'm gonna sail. Sorry, guys, the Kevin's kicking in. No, but you see what I'm saying, though? And I get it, you guys. I get it that times like this, it's kind of like a big question mark, and you're like, what's going on? You know what I mean? But the point here, I love Les Brown because it's like, it's you have to, guys, especially I feel like if you let's just get right into the topic, and Ken and Willie and anybody who wants to join us, you better request that mic. You guys don't be shy. But this is when, that's why I had already done a space titled Zoom Out, but I'm like, you know what? We need these reminders again, right? To zoom out again, because I can assure you a lot of people are like right here in the computer. You guys can't see me, but you know, with the computer or phone right in their face, looking at the charts, and then they go crazy, and then they get emotional. And I understand, because look, it has been a minute. It seems like this is prolonging longer than expected, right? But at the end of the day, we have to truly zoom out, you know, to zoom out to see the big picture. What does that mean? It means for us to step back from a situation and have, you know, take a wider perspective on it, right? We have to allow to understand what's going on and what this means, because so many people let their emotions, and guys, I said this before, we are human beings. We do have emotions. I can't say, Cynthia, how you going to tell me not to get into my emotions, because it's part of life. But the difference is how we react. I am so huge with that, you guys. And trust me, I'm not perfect. There's times that I'm like, damn, I could have reacted better, you know, but that's a part of growth. So right now, more than ever, we have to zoom out and look at that bigger picture and be like, look, why have I been here for 3 years or 3 years plus? Why have I been sacrificing? Why have I been going to do DoorDash and Grubhub and all this stuff to invest more? And look at what's happening. Everything is red. I thought when Trump was in office, I was going to become rich overnight. Like, this is where you have to zoom out and be like, damn, I need to change my way of thinking, because we're still acting like little children that want things like this. You have to look at the bigger picture. You have to look at those champion moves that we need to step in. You know what I mean? Alexa, it's too early for you to start. Anyways, we have to have that perspective, right? What do you guys think? Take the mic away, guys, because I drank my coffee already and it's...
Yes.
Mine just freezing.
Because in the blink of an eye, we went all the way back to 100,000 per coin, Bitcoin. We went to 2,700 in a blink of an eye. Now, this was a gift for people who have this thick skin that's been in this space, because this is the time you should have been chopping, like you was the Pac-Man, okay?
Willie, yeah, that into a song. Oh my gosh! If people could use Ken Bussey's effects, that song, that's hilarious.
This was the time, you know. And what happened is some people were like, I'm scared. Oh no! Oh God, it's happening again. You know, and you had to just be like, well, let me understand what is going on. Can they explain to me what's going on? Oh, tears. Got it. It's temporary. All right. So now I can take advantage of this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. People who was ETH maxis, hey, you could have got your ETH on. People who was Bitcoin maxis, you could have got your Bitcoin on. And those people, and I do mean those people who was Volt maxis, it was time to get voted up on all three chains. Yeah, because your strategy had to be like, hey, when the GUI goes up on ETH, it's time to get some BNB. When the BNB gets a little bit heavy, it's time to get some pole. You know what I mean? Mix it up, mash it up, because it's all good.
It's all good.
That's right. Ready for you to eat. Yeah.
Mix it up, mash it up. Bussy, man. Bussy, Triple Taylor vote on me. I'm so bullish. I'm so excited. I'm so happy right now, because like, we're not only seeing the future, we actually living in this shit right now, y'all. And like as far as the charts right now, I have no fear. Why I have no fear? Because, you know, the market is doing what it's doing, and on top of that, come on, guys, we have to like look at this on like a worldly aspect. Okay, before Trump got in office, someone please correct me if I'm wrong, but before Trump got in office, we saw Bitcoin consolidating at 70K for how long?
Yeah, for a minute.
For a minute, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We saw that thing consolidate. We saw it consolidate at 70K for like a while, some months. Right after the conference, et cetera, boom, it shoots up like 100K. It shoots up 100K. So like, you have to be drastically out of your mind to think that we're not going to have some type of retracement or pullback. Like, you have to get out your feelings, and like Busty said, you have to know what's going on. It's just consolidating. You ask me, it's just preparing for its next leg up. Even though we did have a sell-off, and things of that such nature, you know,
it was nasty. Nasty.
Dragon.
This is the time to be happy. This is the time to buy more. Latina, like you said a couple minutes ago, I'm going crazy right now because, you know, I can't DC like I could at the moment because I got these bills coming up. But my next paycheck this week, I'm dumping. I'm unloading the clip. I'm not playing with this, y'all.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I just posted up there. If you guys if you want to look at it real quick, Willie, it shows you the little chart here, right? It says this is a bear trap. I mean, we thought that was a minute ago, right? There's like, obviously there's little tiers to this whole situation. But my thing is, I'll be honest, I'm not even looking at the charts right now. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't glance at them here and there, but at this point, if you let yourself, you know how when you're in your phone, and let me know if you guys are guilty of this, and you have your phone right up in your face, like right up in my nose. I'm doing it right now. Like, if you guys can see me, you can't, but you know what I mean? And it's right up in your nose. You're like, oh my gosh, like me, I have been using these reading glasses because I'm getting older. Anyways, but the point is, sometimes we be doing that like 24/7, you know, and you're sitting there. I mean, like, seriously, think about it. I mean, I know crypto moves every second, but like, first of all, you're gonna get blind, right? because you're just staring at it so long. And second of all, it's gonna mess with you emotionally, dude. Like, I get it though, the frustration, you guys. But the thing is, if we are not at this point of the race, we're not able to hold and hodl and we let ourselves, then maybe let's just keep it real. Maybe there's gonna be a lot of people who are not cut out for crypto. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. This is how it goes. Obviously, and I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me like, damn, well, how much longer, bro? Like, and you've heard people say like, this is the longest this like a bear or not a bear market, a bull run has taken, you know, and other people think is a bull run over. Like, look, my thing is, we see where technology is going. We see where crypto is going. We see how all these people have adopted this, right? We did see for the first time Michael Saylor not buy any more Bitcoin. But look, the thing is, if you have to zoom out again, if we're just stuck right there so close to a phone, you're not going to see the bigger picture. We have to step back and look, okay, hold on. What does this mean? You know, because if you let yourself go by emotions and be like, bro, like, I'm done, man, that this is taking forever. Then what? Then what's going to happen in the next 5-10 years? Where are we regular schmegular people?
Go Smegger!
Where are we going to be? Like, that's kind of scary if you think about it. I would be scared of that. Because look, I always say this, we don't have control of the higher powers. We don't have control of Trump. We don't have control of the, you know, the presidential administration. We don't have control of any of those choices and decisions and all this stuff. All we can do is, like Willie said, we have to come to a point right now. Okay, look, this sucks. Yeah, we wouldn't want to see a crash. I mean, gosh, I don't know, guys. There can be a bigger collapse. This is the thing. Where exactly? But this is where we have to be right mentally, because what if there is a bigger collapse? What are you gonna do? Like, I mean, I know I'm going excessive, but you never know. You never know what can happen, you guys. And this is why it's so important for us to really be mentally strong, because, bro, like, you think this is going to come easy to us? Come on. An opportunity for us regular people to actually step out and break those generational curses and actually come into wealth and start climbing that ladder to that 1%. You really think the Latina X is going to come out at me, okay? You really think that they're going to want us to see us like that? I don't think so. So this is where you have to understand. If it was so easy, imagine be already investing in crypto. And you know what I'm saying? We'd all be millionaires, but that's just not the way life goes, unfortunately. You know, you have to work at it, and you have to be mentally strong. And people will take this for granted a lot. They're like, I'm just waiting for my money. You guys, man, I don't know.
Yeah, what you do in practice is what you're going to do in the game. And see, all this time, we've been telling people what to do. And when you're supposed to have been practicing those things. So when you saw this opportunity, this was the game. The game was on, right? Did you win or did you lose? Okay? Next time, for the next game, you got to be ready. See what I'm saying? Yeah. This is a game-by-game basis.
Levels.
We have a long season ahead of us. You know?
Long season. You're right.
And you want a championship at the end. You want to be the champion of your family, right? So you got to play the game. You know what I mean? And if it's too tough and your teeth are chattering, okay, and then, you know, you realize that 1% is a hard number to be in.
Yeah. Very hard. I mean, think about it. That percentage, 1% can, like, that's, people take that for granted. Or people look at people in the 1%, they're like, they think they're all that. They go, like, I don't think so, dude. 1% is 1% for a reason, you know? And the thing is, again, we are sometimes so focused on the distractions, on things that really don't matter, instead of really locking in and putting those blinders on and zooming out and be like, okay, hold on. This is part of the show, man. This is part of the journey. I need to level up. Like you said, Ken, I look at it more like levels. Like if we're playing a game, we always talk about games, right? Of not being an NPC. But there's different levels to games, right? It's not just you stay in the same level forever, right? And if you do, I just made a post earlier, you know, hey, you don't want to live 75 years and be like, oh yeah, that was a life that I had. There's levels that are part of it. And part of that is changing and evolving with it. And right now in crypto, you guys, I get it. So don't think that I don't understand, that I've never complained, because I'd be lying if I say, oh, I'm good. I've never complained. Hell yeah, I've complained. There's days that I'm like, bro, come on. Like, how much more do we have to wait? But you know what? Everything happens for a reason, you guys. We have to understand something in life, that things don't always happen the way we want it or when we want it to happen, you know? And in the meantime, if you have so much extra time on your life that you're complaining and whining, then you should zoom out, and analyze your life and be like, all right, hold on. Well, there's something I do not have control of. I want to make sure I'm best prepared as I'm able to, right? But I can't control this. One thing that we have to be grateful, one thing I absolutely love and grateful about for Volt-inu, you guys, is right now, even with this whole, bloody bath, dump or not dump, whatever you call it, all the money that was liquidated and stuff, it's something to take note of when you zoom out, right? Is what you're invested in, because I'm not talking on crap on any other memes, but like you have to look at what you hold, because let's be real, man. A lot of memes that don't have no value, have nothing, they're gonna disappear. But when you're invested in a project like Voltinu that our developer, it might take longer. I don't know, but the thing is, you have to believe in what you're invested in. And for me personally, it's not financial advice. This is something I truly give props to and admire of our developer Voltoshi, because thought of everything. It's almost like he knew what he knew was going to happen. He's like, look, I'm gonna set Volt up, solid foundation with all the utilities, because in the long run, we're gonna be here, dude. And all these other ones that are just popping up, all these shiny stuff, I don't know if they're gonna last. We don't know, you guys. Memes, and this is where you have to take this more seriously. And this is why we say don't get distracted by any little shiny thing, because when that happens, if you're a person that does get distracted, many times, and I'm not calling this, we can F things up and mess up and be like, damn, I should have just left my investments alone. I should take advantage of this sale. I always give the example of, like, if you're going to go to the store and you've been waiting for those shoes that are $500 and they're like half off, and then you go, you're like, nah, I'm going to wait till they're more expensive. I want to pay more.
Yeah.
I want to pay more for them.
I don't want the discount. I don't want the red tag.
Imagine that's crazy. Think about it. There's people who, like, that's where you have to, once again, zoom out, you guys. I'm telling you, a lot of y'all are super zoomed in, and y'all gonna get blind, and you're gonna make mistakes. And this is the time. It's crucial, you guys. I truly believe to the core of my heart that this is happening on purpose. And us people who are not part of that 1%, who want this change, and leave that alone. For me, everybody has their why, you guys. I come back to me. I want that freedom. Yep. I truly believe that I'm not about to live the rest of my life, I'm sorry, but a slave to this stigma of life that we're supposed to live, making other people rich, just not being happy to the core. Like, there's so much beauty in this life and on this earth that we have yet to discover. And how many people live a life 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years and really didn't even travel out of their state because you're so, what do you call it? You're just so, oh my God, what is the word? Tied into this stigma, this rat race. Yeah. And I know we speak about it, but you guys, I'm bringing this up because I want us to truly feel it to the core and understand that if you don't zoom out and you let yourself, and I get it, you guys, life happens and you sometimes you do get caught up in emotions. But this is where I'm reminding you to zoom out, because remember the bigger picture. And if you don't, you're going to make a mistake. And then in the next 5-10 years, when there's no more middle class and we're left either poor or you're rich, dude, like, where are you going to be? That's freaking, just to think of that is so scary. You know what I mean? Because this is not going to get better, you guys. Go ahead, take the mic, guys.
You have to know that when those guys are back in Bitcoin back in the day, just think when they had something that's valued right now, like at $600 million, right? Or $60 million. But back then, when they bought that Bitcoin, it was just like, peanuts. And they were like, this is going to be something? Holding on to this? But that's a lot of you guys did that when you probably saw the dip and you said, well, I only got 600 million volt through that dip. Bro, that's 600 million when volt goes to $1. That's $600 million. All right? Right. And you don't believe it now because the fact that, you might have issues or something like that where you feel like, hey, I never made it in life. But when that time comes and you still hold on to that, keep that in a separate wallet. And just remember that day that you bought back on that dip, okay? And then you would say, I did that on this day when everybody was frightened, when everybody thought the world was going against us, I took a part of that dip, and this $600 million, that I'm worth, that people look at me in the eye and say, wow, he made it. Wow, she made it. I did that by just doing the things, being greedy when I needed to be greedy, and getting that vote, so I was a champion for my family. And now my family know they have somebody there for them, someone who could help them out. You know what I mean? Now, true, your family could have bought vote too.
Yeah.
So I understand that part of the equation.
But Ken, guess what? I mean, at this point, these things happen. Guess what? The God or universe, whatever you believe in, is saying, "Hey, all right, hard-headed knucklehead, I'm gonna give you more an opportunity. Dive in right now." How's that song go? When I dip, you dip, we dip. Look, when it dips, and then we gotta dip into the DCA more. Okay, I don't know if that made sense, but you know what I'm.
No, yeah. You know, because dips are gifts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people don't recognize that yet. They ain't been in the space long enough, or they ain't had the right toolage to teach them what the game is for this space.
He said toolage. Is that a word, or did you just make that one up?
Yeah, the tutor, the toolage, right?
Toolage.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm about to look it up. Oh, it is. I never heard it that way. Talage. No, talage. That's a different.
That's what the vote brings out of you.
You guys get the point. Yeah, exactly. We be making words, okay? Volted words, only with the whole army.
Yeah. Hey, like you spoke a second ago, Bussy, with the Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? You know, like a lot of them, like many of them, when they got in, it's like a lot of them, they didn't know what they held. You know, it's like they didn't know the power. They didn't know the power of cryptocurrency. You know, they were uneducated, misinformed, misguided. Us, on the other hand, we learn from those mistakes, and we actively see what's going on in the space. We see the trillions of dollars, you know, that's coming in. We see the inflows, and we see what's going on with our project, without developer and with the catalyst that we have going on. So, you know, this is just a time. Yeah, this is just a time to go ahead, continue, load up, buy more, be happy, and do it with a smile and be proud. Because I mean, we may see a few more pullbacks, but this is gonna be a long 25, y'all. This is only February. This is only February.
Well, and also, you know what, Willie, also like being in a super cycle, right? Everybody's saying that. I mean, shoot. Look, what? Go ahead. Before you forget.
No. I was thinking out loud. I'm gonna hold that. Go ahead. You got it.
Oh, we got Mr. Adam Shelton in the building. Adam, you better request that mic. No, but I believe that to be true. I mean, shoot, even if this goes into 2026, I just posted something that I saw post on the Bitcoin page. It says volatility is opportunity. And I think that's the thing that people are not understanding. You know, even we've had people come back and be like, oh, you know, dang, I had sold my Volt, or I had sold this, you know, and I get it, you guys, life happens. This is why, and this is not financial advice, you can't just have one bag. It's fine to have several bags and be like, look, this bag right here, I ain't touching ever. You know what I'm saying? Or these couple bags. Okay. There's this one here that, hey, if there's an emergency or you know what I'm saying, things happen, then okay, I could probably, but this is why we have to do that, because if you don't, then you're screwed. Because life does happen, emergencies do happen, you know what I'm saying? And people freak out. I seen somebody post, I'm not even gonna say who it is, but anyways, but he was like, oh, I just sold 200,000, I can't remember what, I think it was Doge. He's like, because this is about to crash more. And in my mind, I'm like, what? Why would you do that? Like, again, you guys, learn from people who make mistakes. And once again, if you're not there yet, if you haven't experienced a bull run, we're all here for this wealth opportunity, for this, you know, this chance to change our lives. We have to zoom out, because if not, it's going to be most likely a lot of people cannot handle this test. And once again, you guys, they're not going to allow, they don't want to allow all these regular people to have this breakthrough, you know what I'm saying, to have this opportunity to become wealthy. That trust and believe, it might even get harder. I don't know. The question is, are you built for it, man? Like, are you built for it? Let me ask you, have you lost sight of the bigger picture yet? Because if you have, then that's where we have to look down. You know, like we always say, crypto is for everybody, but it's not for everybody. You know, we want to make sure that we're still here. Even if you show up to the spaces, even if you're busy on X and you're in the Telegram 24/7, like, we still have to zoom out and be like, bro, am I ready for this? Like, can I handle it? This is what
can I handle it?
I'm so passionate about. Yeah. And this is why I believe, you know, your mindset is super important, because if we're still in the same mindset we had 5-10 years ago, and you're like, Cynthia, you know, I'm here because I want this change, man, but you haven't done a damn thing to work on your mindset, on the way you think, on the people you surround yourself with, on the things you're doing on the daily, and you want this championship reward, but you're not moving like a champion, like, the math is not mathing. And I'm just keeping it real, because at this point, at this level, I'm not going to have people come into these spaces and be like, guys, just huddle, you're going to be rich tomorrow. Like, at this point, bro, like, you have to be real. You know, we have to be realistic. We have to have our feet on the ground and zoom out. And again, go back to your why. My why is different than Ken's and Willie's and Adam's and Caesar and Boss and Jin. Like, everybody's purpose is different. But you have to zoom out and be like, okay, hold on. Do I truly want this? Once again, I've said it like 100 times, but like Eric Thomas says, you have to want it as bad as you want to breathe. And that's a powerful statement, you know, and that's something that we have to sit back and analyze and be like, do I really want this? Because the minute something doesn't go my way, I can't handle it. And I give up, right? And I sell things low key. Only you know what you're doing. You can be coming to space and be like, no, I'm good. I have all these investments. And low key, you've maybe sold. I don't know. And no one's here to judge you guys. The purpose of our spaces, especially right now at this level in this game, is to be like, look, the time is coming. You just have to zoom out, know what you hold. You know, at this, I always say it, I'm going to say it again. At this point, we can't be playing around. You have to know what you hold, know the value of your assets, and you just got to chill and just trust the process. How else can we say, right? What do you guys think?
Right. By trusting the process, by doing, you have the confidence in what you're doing, and you understand what you're doing and how to move in the space properly.
Right.
If you're just day one person in crypto, it's going to be a roughy, choppy waters for you, because everybody's talking about it because they already have thick skin for this, you know? So you have to understand you're going to have to move a little bit different than someone who's been in like a day one person, because a day one person know exactly how they move in the space, know exactly what to do right now, and they don't have no fear in it.
Right.
Where you put $50 in day one person, versus a day one person, and that $51,
Welcome to this quick
you
tutorial.
like, it's gonna be gone tomorrow, you know, and you're not counting it what that $50 is representing. It's representing your freedom.
Right. And that's like Willie said. I mean, Willie came in hot, and that's the attitude of that you have to have. He's like, man, I'm bullish. I'm excited. I can buy some more. And I know a lot of people might look at that and be like, dude, I can't, you know, they'd be putting all these memes. You know how the internet could be crazy out here. You know, they're just like, man, I don't think I have it in me to have any more dips, right? Or to do any more DCAing. But you guys, you have to look at it as an opportunity. Again, volatility equals opportunity, and
utility,
as much as we all want that moment to happen, including myself, I've never experienced a bull run, and it's exciting times, but at the same time, I get it. It can be like, damn, like, how much longer? Like, right when you think it's gonna go crazy, you know, I thought as soon as Trump was in, we're gonna become rich overnight. Like, bro, it's a wake-up call. This is the thing that people are not understanding. I'm gonna say it again. I see Jin Kim up here. This is the age of Aquarius, you guys. The age of the authenticity time, you guys. Authenticity right now is the new currency, and everything is going to come to light. You have to, and you have to look at that. Includes us. And if you're not being authentic to yourself, and you're wanting all this wealth and this opportunity, but you're not keeping it real, even people who've been here for a minute, they still let their emotions take control of them. And again, you guys, I'm an emotional person, but it's how you react. This is why it's so important to zoom out. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like the why too. It goes back to your why also. It goes back to your why also. You know, but like I'm not gonna talk too long. I see my aunt Jen Token is up here. What you got for Jen Token? Hello.
Jen Token, good morning. And before I give her the mic, man, I was looking for that space. This is why we changed the hour, you guys, today. And I was like, where the heck is the space? I didn't realize they were live, like on, I guess, YouTube or on X. I don't know. But how you doing, Jen? How was it? Because I only got to hear a little bit.
She did an excellent job.
Shout out to Jen. Yeah.
She did an excellent job today. I heard the whole thing.
Jen's killing it out there.
Thanks,
what's up, Jen?
Thanks. Great to hear you guys. You guys are just having a blast and killing it up here. I love listening to the three of you. I had a lot of fun on the on-chain space, and I gotta say, I bugged myself because I was trying to get you guys the link, for the YouTube. I actually thought we were just going on X, and so it was a surprise to me to find out we were actually going on YouTube. So, but it was fun. It was great. I really enjoy working with Ben from On-Chain, and they're really sort of pushing out there, saying, what it is they're doing. But more than that, they're really trying to help, push other projects. They are one of those communities that are actually looking to sort of build with communities, and I really enjoy them about that. So we're going to get together again with all of the projects. They're doing 4 projects all week. We're the first one, and then we're going to get together with all the projects all on Friday, and that's going to be more of a chill space. So looking forward to that. And I look forward to it. It's also a chance to get to know more communities, meet more people, and I like that let's build with other people attitude. So it's really great. I really enjoy the on-chain team.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I love it. Shout out to you, Jim, for killing it out. That's the beauty of this as well. You see communities or like Volt-inu, this project, and the community, we're still going at it every single day. It's like, yeah, there could be a storm behind us and everything, and we're still going, we're still working, we still show up, and and that's to be admired, So shout out to you, Jim, for killing it and representing Volt-inu in those spaces. And that's one thing I love also about our community and Voltoshi, that he always says this, we work with people and for the people. And I love that, because a lot of times people get territorial in these crypto streets. And I think it's about being there for one another. You know what I mean? It's about lifting one another. It's about being able to collab, to work together, So super, super cool. Huge shout out to you, Jen. And we have El Capitana joined us this morning. We have the honor of Mr. Adam Shelton. Good morning, sir. How are you? Thank you for being here.
What's going on, man? I've been listening to the great stories. How you doing?
Good. How are you? It's great to see you here. How are you feeling? The whole sentiment with what's going on right now?
What up,
the
Adam?
light was on. It was just like Motel 6. I saw the lights on, so I just came on by.
Let's go. I love it. We appreciate you. You're always welcome to join us. How are you feeling as far as what's going on? I mean, the title today is Zooming Out, right? I think it was important to remind people, because people tend to and I get it. I always say, me too, because sometimes I'm like, bro, come on, God, universe, come on. How much more patience do I need to be tested, right? But what do you think as far as how people's reactions, because people do tend to panic and freak out when they see, what just happened.
Everything you're saying is right. I mean, zoomed out, shoot, I'm all the way back in the back seat in terms of zooming
with
out.
Your feet up?
Way back there.
With your feet up in the chair, you zoomed out. That's the way it should be, right?
Yeah, because I was looking at the chart the other day. I was just looking at Bitcoin, and around this time last year, it was around $43,000.
Yeah.
And people were still freaking out.
Exactly.
So we had 98,000, I guess, 97, 98.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still freaking out.
Exactly. That's the thing that people have to compare. Like, people just freak out. You go back and look at the comparison. Hey, even though you get these crashes, but we're still not, we're going up. I don't know. People just, what would you say to people? I know you've been here for a minute, Adam, so you're just like, I'm cool. I'm with my feet kicked up in the air. I'm zoomed out because I know what time it is, right? But to the people who panic, what's a word of advice you could give them, since I have you up here?
I mean, I think everything you've been saying, love the crypto Latino, always. I mean, it's about working on yourself, man. You do. Yeah. I mean, I like what you said about authenticity is the new currency, which it really is.
Yeah.
It's the more you work on yourself, the better your bag is going to be.
True.
That's just what it is.
That's true. And this is why people think maybe I just say it out of, that's just my thing, my motto. But I truly believe that people have to understand that your number one investment is you, because I say that, and I'm sure people who've been here for a minute have seen it. People are so focused, and I get it, on the money, on the financial freedom and stuff like that. But they don't understand that if you don't invest in your mindset and changing the way you look at things, changing you have to. It's part of it.
Money, you're gonna make bad decisions. You know what I mean?
That exactly.
So, or you get some of that freedom, you're gonna not make good decisions with it. So just work on yourself. I mean, I don't know why we put so much pressure on this. I think it's because we put everything into this instead of putting things into yourself.
Yeah,
we put everything into this. We're trying to escape something, and we thinking this is the way, and it can be the way, but it takes time for it to be the way.
Yeah. Well, and you're right on that, because I feel like it's true. People look at this and they're like, my God, you know what it is? I believe, Adam, and whoever's on the panel here, you guys can speak on it, but I get it when I see my kids, I've experienced being on survival mode. People are tired. They're tired. They're tired of the 9-to-5s or 12-hour shifts, whatever it is. They're tired of living for the weekends. They're tired of, you know what I'm saying? Of having to ask permission to go to the bathroom, of having to ask permission to take vacations. I get it. People are tired. I'm tired of shit. I could say that myself too. We want to get to a point. I always say this, for me, for some people, maybe it's the Lambos and the luxurious life. Not for me. Not for me, because for me, it's the freedom of dude, I don't want to, Luke Belmar said it, and that stuck with me. I want to be able to wake up and you not have that pressure on your chest where you're like, all right, I got to work. How am I going to pay this? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are at that place. And I think this is why we're giving it our all, but at the same time, when we don't see it going the way we want, like people freak out and they're like, damn, like when, you know, and that's where, if we don't know how to react or how to navigate through our emotions, that's where we can make mistakes. But like you said, I agree with you. Like if you're not working on yourself, and in the past, you have to also ask yourself, okay, why is it that at my age, and it doesn't matter your age, right? But why is it right here, I'm still waiting for this opportunity? Like what mistakes have I made in the past? What choices have I made in the past? Like I always say, you know, ludicrous, the definition of that is, you know, doing the same thing and expecting different results. That's insanity. Insanity, right? And I think a lot of people want that. They're like, okay, I want this opportunity, but I'm not going to do a damn thing to change who I am or the way I think or the way I'm moving. And that's just, it just doesn't go. It doesn't go. I told you guys how many people I've seen here who have had wealth, have had a ton of investments, all the nice things, and that was not enough for them to be happy, you guys. And this is why I think you have to look at the value of, yes, money, unfortunately, it is part of life. We need it. But you have to have that wealthy mindset first. And this is what I'm really trying to relay to people. You know what I mean? Ken, did you want to say something?
Well, yeah. Michael Saylor, he said that you really 90% undervalued with Bitcoin. So when people hear that number, plus with Trump, you know, got into the office, being the Bitcoin president, people already thought that Bitcoin was going to go all the way up to that $13 million.
Yeah.
They didn't realize he's talking about a projected date at 2040. Okay. He's not talking about next week, next month, next year. Okay. And what people are doing, they being overcommitted into something that is going to take a time to be in the market to receive. So,
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I don't know if people are understanding that there's a whole new financial system that's still coming into play. We're not even close to that yet. You know, I think, again, this is why it's so important to do your research, you know, to zoom out and be like, hold on, what's happening, man? Like I'm sure there's a lot of question marks, even for myself. You know, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but you're like, damn, a lot of things are happening. What's going on? Like what's happening in the world? If you don't see the change and shift, like, I don't know what you're doing in your spare time, you know, because it's right in front of our faces. Now, there's a lot that maybe we don't know, you know, we don't have control of. You don't even want to wreck your brain to try to figure out, right? But again, you guys, right now, I feel like you have to focus on what we can control. Right now, it's allowing us to DCA more. It was the times that you complained that, oh my God, I should have bought more when it was at this price. Well, there you go. Like, even then you're spoiled. Are you serious? Stop complaining, you know, but you have to look at the bigger picture and be like, look, this is just a drop in beginning to what we're stepping into. You know, and you have, and this is a once-in-a-life opportunity.
A lot of these habits we should have been doing in the first place. I mean, you should have been keeping yourself in the pay loop. You should have been making sure that you're taking care of tomorrow, today. You should have been focused on your family. These are things you should have been already doing. A lot of these people are doing this stuff now, so they got to get used to doing the right thing. And doing the right thing is tough if you've been doing the wrong thing for such a long period.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and even if we didn't do the right thing, but guess what? You're still given that opportunity. Once again, you guys, we talk about the shakeout. There's going to be so much more, I truly believe. I mean, at this rate, again, if you've been here for a minute, you should be like, damn, okay. Like, I don't know how people still fall into, like, listening to people. And again, it's not nothing against influencers. You know, a lot of times it's part of the job, right? But you can't be so, what's the word? Just getting so locked in. Well, they said that by July, that's when we're gonna be rich. Like, I don't go off of dates, you know. I don't go off of, because at this point it's so volatile. I know this is gonna happen. I know where we're stepping into. I know, I mean, not 100%, because obviously I don't know the future, but I'm saying I see where this is going. I know there's going to be a new financial system implemented sooner than later, but the question is, what are we doing right now? What do we have control of? Even though you're freaking out, but be like, bro, oh wow, this is an opportunity for me to build my bag more. You know what I'm saying? To have more than, it's not financial advice, you guys, but I always say this, at the end of the day, we're all investors, we're all adults here, or we should be, and we should be making those decisions, because at the end of the day, Adam, Willie, Ken, Jen can't save me. They can't invest for me. and be like, all right, Cynthia, look here, I got you. You're going to be good for the rest of your life. Like, I mean, that would be cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's not going to happen, you know? And a lot of times we tap into X and we come into these spaces and we're just on here 24/7. And then the minute things go left, people freak out. Again, it's the importance of zooming out is so important, because we tend to zoom in. I wish you guys could see me into your phone. Your nose is in your phone, and then you're like, oh, no. But honestly, like it's, I don't know. I believe we're living in this crazy timeline. You know,
Wills right now are manipulating this. And,
oh yeah, 100%.
And the thing about it is, they're gonna take a little molehill and turn it into a mountain. The tariffs thing came up. Everybody knew these tariffs things was gonna come up in February 1st, because he kept saying, day one, we're gonna do this. Day one. So you already knew that this guy does things that he says he's gonna do, right? And now you see countries gave pushback, but then you see countries say, by the way, we'll hold up on our pushback and we'll talk. We can talk.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Oh man, I hate politics. But the thing is, I just feel like we have to still get to a point where, like, don't let these things. And I'll be honest, certain things I'm pissed off about. But I have to understand there's certain things that I don't have control of, you know. And all we could do at this point is pray and hope for the best, you guys. But in the meantime, Ken, you know what? It's do what we can do in this moment. Does that make sense? All of us here in crypto, I feel like, okay, we're depending on this with our life. Like, hey, this is gonna create this opportunity for me to actually change my life, to be that champion for my family, to be able to break those generational curses, to be able to really leave a legacy, you know, for my kids, you know, my grandbaby and stuff like that. And I think that's where we have to be locked in. There's always going to be noise, and you have to get to a point where, like, look, that noise, that's blocked, man. I'm just going to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stick with my why and just do what I can. Oh, another dip. Okay, shoot. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Appreciate it, man. I know I needed a little bit more, you know, and look at the perspective, you guys. I consider myself a very optimistic person. Obviously, I'm a realist as well. You know, you can't just be like, oh, everything's great. But also, the way we react to things is so important. And it's a choice, you know. So, Willie, I don't know what you want. You go ahead and say what you wanted to say. And then I see Sing came up here as well.
Yeah, check this out. Hey, Bucky. All right, so this is your second time speaking on tariffs, man. I'm glad you did, because I was gonna mention it, but I forgot to mention it until you recently just spoke on it. Mm-hmm. So check this out, right? So imagine what that could possibly do. I'm just saying possibly do for Bitcoin in the long run. You know, okay, as those countries, you know, as their like currency debates even more, that's going to cause higher inflation. You know, which is going to put more eyes on like assets, risk on assets. You know, with that inflation being, it's like currency already debased by 8% a year, and inflation is like 3% a year. So these tariffs and stuff, right? That could possibly help Bitcoin in the long run, y'all. Don't look at this like as like a bad thing, you know. And things are on sale right now. This is a great buying opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just like what Adam said too, like back, you know, a few years ago, people would freak out when it dropped to 40, when it was much less. And you look at the growth, yes, there's going to be dips and it's going to drop and crash. And you guys, again, who knows if it's going to, I don't like to speak on this, but I see people who talk about prophecies, and there's a few of them there that have been on point. And I'm over here like, what's going on here? You know, so I mean, there could possibly be a collapse. This is where you have to be like, am I mentally prepared for that? You know what I mean? But understanding what the future is going to be. Adam, go ahead. I know you had your mic open.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with what you guys were saying. This is going to happen, guys. It's just always these shakeouts. It's always these manipulation that happens, and usually when you get a lot of this manipulation and fear, it's usually the other side of success. And even with money, you need to prepare before you have it. Because I'm telling you, man, I've seen people, millionaire friends of mine in the last bull run. There's not millionaires anymore.
Damn, yeah.
Because they wasn't right with themselves. And they got rich off Vault, Shiba, among those other projects back then. And all those are coming back once again in terms of profit.
Yeah.
But one thing they did tell me, were like, you know what? My mind wasn't right. I had a lot of issues with mental health. I had issues with my family, and I didn't work those things out, and I just didn't make good decisions with the money.
Yeah.
So one thing that I really learned is like, you really have to really work on yourself. You know, get your health together, get your mental health together, get your mind right. You really have to do that because you're going to have profit. I always say this to everybody, including myself. You're going to get profit. It's just about what is your plans with that. So we want this so bad, but what is a clear-cut plan when you do have these things?
Yeah.
What's the plan? What's the A to Z plan? Yes.
No. I was gonna say that's so powerful. We talk about that a lot. It's true. A lot of people think. Sure. I think people just invest and they're like, okay, I'm just waiting on my phone to become rich. But then it's like, then what? Then what? Mm-hmm. Just like we see the volatility in crypto. I mean, just like the money comes, money goes. I mean, it's energy. But if we don't have a plan behind it,
energy. That's key. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what, Adam? Also, I feel like
the energy.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And I think people don't understand that. You know, they're like, I'm good. I have all these investments. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be great. I'm going to have a Lambo. But at this point, we have to see how quickly money comes and how quickly money can go. We see how the charts are up and how it could go down. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. If we don't have a plan, that can be also, a road to destruction as well for us, which is unfortunate. Like you just mentioned, people who've made millions. And now you're like, what? And we see it time after time. We talk about people, people who win the lottery.
They got the dip and they're just waiting for the next one. Yes, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
No. You're okay. That's what I'm saying. And people who win the lottery, what happens? The majority end up back to square one because, again, if our mindset is not right, it's very possible we're going to make bad choices. And this right here, that's why these spaces are so important because that's what we're trying to avoid. But at the end of the day, it's a choice that we have to make as an individual, right? And nobody can do it for you, So, man, that's who you guys. I hope you guys are taking note. And I always say this, but I hope you take value of these spaces because we're not going to have people come in here and be like, don't worry, invest in this, invest in that. You're going to be rich tomorrow. Like at this point, at this level of this game, you should see that that's not how it works, But I do see that Sin came up here. Sin, good morning. How are you? How are you feeling?
Hey, how everybody doing? Everybody on the panel.
What's going on, Sam?
Yeah, I'm excited about what's going on, man. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
You good. Loud and clear, sir. You good, Sam?
So I'm excited about what's going on. I know a lot of people are beat down because, what's happening with the markets and stuff like that. You got a lot of people right now upset because, the Lakers and the Mavs made this big trade and all of this type of stuff. And, everybody's mad in Dallas because Jerry picked this coach and this type of stuff that's going on, right? But the thing is this. The 1% is the 1% because they the 1%.
Yeah.
Did anybody catch that? And I'm going to tell you why. The thing is, what we're actually going through, the people that make all of this money is because they have problems and situations and they solve them and they're able to keep their money. If your headset is not right, you're going to give it right back to the 1%. I can promise you that. You're going to give it right back. Everybody was beating down Jerry Jones and he made an interesting statement. He said, I didn't get to this point in my life because I didn't take shots. He said, I took shots and that's why I am where I am. He said, because the thing is, if you're not willing to take those shots, there's a whole nother lifestyle, a whole nother side of living that you'll never be able to get to. Yeah. And people are selling their investments and all of this type of stuff. It's like I said yesterday in the VC, I can promise you one thing. If you go and sell everything because this is crashing, I can promise you, next Monday, you'll be right back at work, and the next Monday, and the next Monday, and the next Monday.
Yeah.
You don't get to these type of levels, it's not going to just fall into your lap. Because this is the thing. They have certain numbers and algorithms that they have to feel because they can't have everybody coming out of the workforce. Exactly. So they got to throw all of these different type of things. Whether Trump was in office or the other lady or whoever else was in office, all of this stuff was going to take place anyway. So you have to be prepared for it. And that's the thing. If your mental is not right, you're going to give it right back. All of those people that made all that money in last bull run, if they didn't prepare themselves to get even richer this bull run, in the space saying, what's the next ticker? What's the next 1000X?
Yep.
Trust me, you will be back here next bull run if you don't get it right. And a lot of people are preparing for the next bull run. let's get through this one. Like, what are you gonna do in this one?
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna be to keep the money after you make it? Or are you gonna give it right back and be back here the next bull cycle? That's what you need to ask yourself. The money is coming. You just got to make sure you're ready for it.
Yeah. That's true. That's such a great point, Sin, because that's the thing. And we always talk about this. For myself, I mean, obviously this is the first time I'm going through, part of Bull Run, but I mean, in the future, I don't know what that's going to look like. Is this going to be possibly the last huge bull run? I mean, as far as for us regular people who are trying to get a break and take this opportunity, you know what I mean? Because you think about it, from here to 5-10 years, who knows where the hell technology and crypto is going to be at? I don't know. We don't know. It's the unknown. And like you said, Sin, which is a very important point, people who are already looking for something else or for the next, like, this is once again is where that mindset, Adam just shared with us, I know millionaires who made millions and then they're back to like, damn, I lost it because of bad choices, because of not being in the right mindset. And I think people have to understand how important that is. It's crazy, Sin, that you said that, because people are willing to be at jobs for 30, 40 years that they hate, and they might just stick around because, quote unquote, they have to pay bills, right? But you're willing to wait that long for what? For a 401k that's only going to be 200k or whatever. That's like, and then you finally retire at 60, whatever, and you still have like make it make sense, but yet we're not willing to wait even a few years to understand that this is going to be a life opportunity change. Go ahead, Tim.
You got to understand too, go back and look, this particular month there's no FOMC meeting, and when there's not an FOMC meeting to pull the market down, they have to have some type of black swan to do it.
Yep. This is the piggyback.
That's so true.
We should be.
Just to piggyback what he's saying, that I put it up in the chat that it was a controlled liquidation event mainly targeted ETH. They used it for a trade war to see the stock market excuse to dump on ETH 35% in one candle, right? To even the contrast between BTC and ETH does not match at all. ETH dumps much in the comparison to BTC is a good sign for where this thing is all going, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to load up on this ETH, and they're going to load up and keep loading up, and then when that time comes, they're going to push this ETH up to limits that you never even thought was possible, imaginable with ETH. Right now, everybody's talking about SUI, SOL, and all this stuff. When this thing happens, you're going to see ETH skyrocket, because why? You got the president, 100%. Most of this stuff is ETH. All right? You got all these people out here. They're banking on turning these assets, flipping them to ETH. And you got the BlackRock, who just bought big time, $83 million ETH.
83 million.
Yes. So this is happening. So don't get tricked out of your position. Don't get tricked, because if you do get you tricked, you're gonna have yourself to blame for it. Just stay one part tool that you have. You got buying, you got DCA. One important factor that you have. If I said this earlier, if this was a playable character, I would load up more points in my hodl points than anything else, because you need to stay there. You need to stay in the game.
Yeah, that's so true. And that's the thing, you guys. This is why this title is super important, because this is what people are not understanding. There's this quote here that says, often the reason you can't see the solution is because you're too close to the problem. Zoom out a little, zoom out a lot, and look at the big picture. And this is, I think, what a lot of people are not understanding. We have to fall back. Again, we might not know exactly how everything is going to take place, but if you do pay attention, and if you are online all day, then we should get to a point where you're studying kind of like what's happening. These bigger institutions, they're not worried, they're not scared, you know what I mean? Like, who said this? Was it Sin, or I don't know who said this? The 1% people, they're not worried because they know people are gonna be shooken out. And this is where we have to be like, damn, am I working towards having that wealth mindset? And I don't know if people understand that, because it's one thing to have wealth, but it's another thing to have that wealth mindset, right? Sim, go ahead.
Hey, just know, rich people like sales too.
Yep.
Don't forget that.
Oh yeah.
They didn't and spending all that, keep their money because they would like to buy everything at high price.
Yeah.
They like sales too.
Yeah, they love sales. I'm sure they love them more than us because, man, they got it to be able to invest more. And that's the thing. Exactly. And this is, you guys, this is why I'm saying, when we look at people, you're like, oh, those people, they already made it. Like, you're putting your energy to the wrong thing, right? And I think it's just so important and understand what timeline we're living in right now, where this is going with crypto, with, the future. You have to look at what this means. Like even with Volt-inu, with our utilities, NFTs, gaming, just so many things that this is going to be the future. I mean, it's crazy because a lot of people think certain things are dead just because, it was a thing 2-3 years ago, but in reality, all these things have already been planned. There's an agenda behind all this. Everything's done by design, and you have to understand that. I think us as people, we try to figure things out, right? We try to be like, oh, this is going to happen. I tapped into some spaces yesterday and they're like, no, this is what's going to happen. And people think they have it all figured out. And the reality is that none of us has it figured out. What we do have to figure out is say, hey, how can I be locked in and focused right now? Let the noise be the noise. Let whatever happens. Obviously, do what you got to do to be able to prepare yourself and your loved ones for the future. To me, that's super important because it gets to a point from here to 5-10 years. I don't know, where are we going to be in this world? Like, where are we going to be as far as financially, you guys? I mean, only get more expensive. Things are only going to get more challenging. And this truly is an opportunity for us, but it's not going to be for the weak-minded. I'm just going to say it, so and how do you change that? How do you become not weak-minded, right? You have to work on yourself. You have to dig deeper and heal the areas of your life that you have to heal. Don't just expect crypto to come save your life. Even crypto, even if you have a ton of investments, it's not going to save your life. You have to do the work and be like Adam said, okay, all right, man, there's a crash. Damn, this is an opportunity for me to invest more. But you know what? I need to have a plan, because the minute I'm able to take profit, do I have that in place? And then when I do, what? Am I just going to sit around and think I'm going to be rich for the rest of my life? No, life is still going to continue. Things are still going to get more expensive. We have to have another plan. We have to have all of this, all our ducks in a row, because if not, we could easily miss out on this. And you're like, what do you mean, Cynthia? What do you mean missed out? I've been investing for years. Well, if we're not paying attention and we're distracted and we're not truly working on the things that we have to, it's very easily to miss out. I mean, Adam just said there's people who've made millions and who have effed it up. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Ken.
There's no excuse for irresponsible behavior. That's what we learned.
Especially at this point. Yeah.
And if you want to give it all away, they would take it from you. Okay?
Yeah, 100 quickly.
Yes. And you don't know how this operation is out here, moving out here. You don't know how it's going to move, right? That's why people get shorted. The shortages and the longs, people get liquidated all the time. This time, they got liquidated all the way back to 2017. That's how bad it was, right? Before COVID, that's how bad it got liquidated, because you don't know this game like this, all right? Yeah, there are things that crypto are moving towards, but it's not going to happen in one day. And when they start doing the shakeouts and the moves, if you're not able to be that person that can handle that knows what you're doing, you're going to be lost. And there's many people. Don't think that it's just a person who just tried something. There's many people who thought they knew what they was doing that lost a fortune. So don't be those. Don't be that. Don't be irresponsible.
It's true. I mean, we've had our good friend Rico come up here and be like, bro, like, I've been in the bull run, but man, I look back and there's a lot of mistakes that I made, and that's the mindset that you have to have as well. Like, okay, what can I learn from that, where I don't repeat those mistakes, and this is the time. This is why you guys, it's so important to really zoom out and observe your life, like us as individuals. Be like, all right, Cynthia, okay, you have your investments. How do you feel about that? Do you feel secure? You feel strong? Like, like Caesar, he says he sleeps good every night. He's good with his investments. All right, cool. But now, what habits am I doing every day that's leading me towards me being successful? There's a quote that says, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. We have to go back and look at our habits too. If we've sucked in finances, if our credit has sucked, if we've made bad choices, if we blow off money, then how in the hell do you think that once you get $200, $500, $1 million, you're going to make wise choices. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for you, but I'm just keeping it real. Like, this is what I think a lot of times people have this, not imaginary, but this like illusion of crypto is going to save me. What can save me? You have to get out of your head that anything or anybody's going to save you. That's where we have to shift and be like, look, like I always say, David Goggins says, as you look at yourself in the mirror, like, no, it's you against you, man. Like, don't make this imaginary illusion like crypto's going to save me. No, it's what are you going to do? Because yes, you can come into that profit. And then what? If you have a mindset of, I'm going to buy a Lambo and not think of like, oh, damn, I got to maintain that. Oh, damn, insurance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Adam. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's different for me because I'm going to be here regardless. Like, I'm going to be here regardless. I mean, this bull run, the bear market, the next bull run, I'm going to be here regardless to share the holiday cheer, to help people out, man. But yes, when we're in the thick of it, yes, I'm going to be all over the place. All over everybody. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. But I think for me, it's more like, it's like, I'll do this anyway. Like, I'll be out here promoting, right now, I'm creating some content right now. So, I'll be doing this regardless. Cause I mean, I really love it. I really enjoy it. So, so my viewpoint's different. I'm not looking to save me. I think that I already like what I'm doing. So I want to help others, in terms of educating and entertaining. Yeah. Edutainment, as you always.
Edutainment. I love it. Well, and I think that's what it is, Adam. I think people have to look at that, even when you do listen to people who speak. But what people have to also understand is that it's a what do you call it? You have to take accountability, though, right? I always say this. Hey, we always have to say, right? It's not financial advice, but at the end of the day, you still have to make that choice. Hey, even if I listen to Adam, I still have to make sure I do my research, and then at the end of the day, make my own choice. And when I make that choice, I have to be accountable for my choices, right? And in crypto, that's the way it is. It's like, I mean, life is a risk in itself. We always talk about it. Crypto's a risk. It is. It could be risky, but guess what? Also, the job that you're at could be a risk, right? Also, just life decisions we make are risks. You have to pick and choose your battles and understand that there's going to be times that you do fail. But that's part of life too. You can't expect to be on this journey and never fail. And how do you learn then? How do you learn? But that's the key thing. How you learn. Are you in that point where you're going to learn, And I think that doesn't mean everybody thinks that way. But yeah, a lot of people do think certain people have to, help them and save them. But if we have to get to a point where we understand, hey, this hasn't worked for me in the past. I'm a part of this history, of this financial change and shift. I got to make sure that from here moving forward, I am able to make the best decisions. I'm able to look at yourself and observe, because that's part of growth. When you can look at yourself and be like, all right, Cynthia, hold on. You're falling back to the habits that you were doing before. You can't expect to tap into greatness if you're still making the bad choices, poor choices, or hanging out with the wrong people or in the wrong environment. All of this matters, you guys. All of this matters. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, and you can't, let's not confuse front running with magic. Yeah, right. You're front running so you can be ahead of the game, but it's not magic. Okay, if you're gonna give it all away, right, it's gonna be taken. So just remember that, because right now you're looking at 1000x. A person to see 1000x in their lifetime, that is something that's on par of hitting the lottery, of hitting the Powerball, of hitting the Mega Millions. Okay. But everybody that's in the Mega Million and Powerball, you have a lot of more losers in life than success stories. Yeah. So just remember that.
That's so true. That's so true, you guys. And listen to this quote. It says here, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. And I think a lot of times that's what happens, especially in this journey called life and in crypto, that the minute things don't go the way we want, we're so quick to give up. We're so quick to throw the towel and be like, forget this, man. This is a scam. Da-da-da-da. How many times in life have you tried something and it didn't work out? How many times do things happen and you're like, why is this happening to me? And then it passes and you're like, damn, okay, I understand why it happened. This is what I learned from. You guys, it's so important to have that right mindset. If you're still stuck in a victim mentality, that's so important also to look at. You have to get out of that. Again, it's that wealthy mindset. How do we acquire a wealthy mindset? You guys up here in the panel, what do you guys think? What do you guys think are steps that we can take to actually step into a wealthy mindset? Because again, we could talk about crypto all day and the money and the profit and utilities, but what do we need to acquire a wealthy mindset? I'm going to start with Sin because I'm pretty sure he has a good answer, and then whoever else wants to chime in.
Well, I mean, you can actually look on, you know, you got all of the YouTube videos, you got your books, but one thing that kind of helped me out is being around people who have that mindset. But understand, like I told you, just because a person is a millionaire doesn't mean they understand everything to know about making money. Because I have friends that are millionaires, but they really didn't know about investments or crypto or anything. They were scared of it. And they only started talking about it or getting into it because I did. And again, so those are things that, and look, there's not going to be a clear-cut path. That it's going to be trial and error. But I can promise you one thing: if you are so set on my job is going to be here for the rest of my life, right now my job is getting ready to cut people like it's no other. My job last year, right before Christmas, cut 5,000 people. So
Wow.
Whenever you start to feel comfortable, then you know there's something that's not going right. I always heard that, and it's the truth. When you get comfortable being uncomfortable, that way you already know that you're on the right path to success, because the path to success is a path of zigzags. It's not a straight line, just like what we're going through right here. And that's why a lot of people don't make it, because they don't want to feel that uncomfortable feeling. Yeah. Everybody wants it to be nice and smooth sailing. I wish it was like that, but it's not. You know, if you decide that you don't want to do this, even on your job, it's not going to be smooth.
Yeah.
So if you can get around people who are millionaires, or, you know, if you can, I tell people too, we're free. You know, if there's some type of conferences that's in your area, you need to go. You need to get around that type of stuff, because there's a reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth.
Preach.
I'm going to stop right there.
No, preach. You know what, Sin? You said something super important. And especially nowadays, Sin, like, look, guys, everything is online. Just like your nose is on this phone all day long. Every now and then use it for something good. Look at Tony Robbins. I'm a huge Tony Robbins fan, and that's one of my dreams that I want on my bucket list, to go to one of his events. But he literally just a few days ago, he provided a free event for people to tap into. Like, there's obviously they have other opportunities to pay and get a, more personal experience. But my point is, like, he provides this for free. These are people who I want to listen to. The Tony Robbins, the Les Browns, the Eric, people who have made it. This is the thing. Everything is free. Even if you don't know millionaires, maybe you're like, well, I don't have a circle of people who have already made it. Well, guess what? You're already on your phone. Don't lie. If you really go back and think about it, I think the phone tells you how long you're on there, right? Your screen time. How much time of that screen time are you listening to things that are conducive to your future, to what you want? How many times are you just distracted with the Diddy and all this other nonsense, bro? Like, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Things are free now. Like, we always have an excuse for why we don't do things, or why we're not where we want to be. There's this other quote, guys. I'm coming in hot with the quotes today, but check this out, guys. Listen to this. Opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, so most people don't recognize them. Let me say it again. Opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, so most people don't recognize them. Would you guys agree?
Yes, that's good.
I agree.
That's a good quote.
Go ahead, Keith.
One thing that I realized you had to be able to take in the correct information. And so back in the day, people used to say, and they would be laughed at. They say, I read the Wall Street Journal. I read the New York Times. You'd be laughed at. You'd be like, oh, that's stupid. You silly. You're trying to be something that you're not. Because people wasn't ready to go to that mindset of taking in information. Now, today, we're on X. We get information from Watch a Guru, Cointelegraph. And you need to take in that information to know exactly what's happening with you, with the place that you need to go to, right? Because you don't need people to regurgitate. You need to know where they come from, where they got that source from. So you could be more on it. So you could be more knowing what's happening in your space. You need to have mindsets like what we do. We try to make sure you focus back on the mental, right? You need to look at books that that focus on that of what does that mean? Keep it simple. Keep it short and simple. Where'd that come from? Where'd that ever come from? You know what I mean? You need to understand that and look at those books. 1 Minute Manager, stuff like that. Stuff to keep you focused. Something to tell you how to understand time commitment and organization. You know what I mean? Because if you're disorganized, all this is going away. But once you organize and you're feeling good, you got things happening, you put things in their proper perspective and categories, you know not to blow it. Okay? Would you give your wallet to a child? Would you give that wallet you have right now with that money on it, that phone, and open that wallet up and tell them to do what they need to do? No, you wouldn't.
No.
So you got to make sure that you practice what you preach.
Okay. Well, mic drop. Let's go. Willie, what do you think, man? What do you think? What's your take on this?
Y'all coming with some gems. So since y'all coming with some gems, I'm gonna start on a regular smackler level. Then I'm gonna work my way up.
Smackler!
So whether you believe it or not, right? Because like some of the things that I'm about to like drop, I have to like literally do. You know what I'm saying? And like some of it do work, but I'm just start off on like a real micro minute level. Okay, say you can go to eventbrite.com, and I'm just saying this like you can really go to like eventbrite.com. Now I'm about to use this examples hypothetically. You could put I want to learn about stocks in whatever town you live in. I want to learn about crypto, whatever town you in, real estate, forex, and certain groups and meetups are going to come up, and some of them are going to be free, some of them are going to be paid for. You can also join Telegram groups, you know what I'm saying? You can join like Telegram groups. And if you're really serious, if you really want to take it like a step further, you can literally invest in yourself. You can pay for courses, you can pay for books, you can pay for webinars, you can pay for boot camps, and they don't cost that much, I promise you. Like when I say they don't cost that much, I mean really like weed and sneaker money, $100, $200, $75, stuff like that. At least the ones that kind of shifted my mind.
Really?
And
oh no, I was just gonna say, but you know what? Now that you said that, people are.
I got more too. No,
I know. I'm just gonna say this real quick, and then I'll give you the mic. I was just gonna say, people. That's the thing. People pick and choose. People, when it comes to investing in ourselves and becoming better mindset, people don't want to spend that money. I don't want to spend $100 on that. That's where the investing in you is super important. Investing in you is not just buying yourself something. That's not what I'm talking about. Things like you said, there's a lot that you, but are you willing to truly invest in things that are actually going to be good for you, right? That's what I wanted to say. Go ahead, Willie.
Exactly. And believe it or not, you can go to Starbucks. You can just go to Starbucks.
No Starbucks for me. I'm boycotting Starbucks. Sorry, guys.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're taking back to 95. You can go to your local library. And just communicate with some people.
Exactly.
Just be cordial with them, and boom, things are going to happen. But those are basically like the steps that I have to. I got to pay for like courses, boot camps, webinars, and I don't regret it at all. I love it.
No, but I applaud you for that, Willie, because you know what? A lot of people are not willing to do that. That's why I'm saying people are just sitting here wanting this to take, place and for it to do what it has to do, but they're not willing to take the time. And this is the thing. This is why people get caught up in their emotions and why people end up selling and they freak out and they panic. Because when you look at that, if you find yourself in that position or you're like, oh my God, be like, all right, I need to zoom out, take a deep breath and be like, okay, what is this trying to tell me? What is this trying to show me? I need to take more time to invest in me, and like you said, so many things are free. Gosh, everything's on the internet nowadays. Quick example, I remember my kids, when I became a mom first, it's like you learn as you go, right? But now that I watch my little grandbaby Prince, it's like, everything's on the internet. Like, I'm like, oh, this is why he behaves this way, and I'm researching stuff and it shows you, you have to take the internet to an advantage, but for positive stuff, right? There's a lot of negative and positive, but the reality is that to grow, mentally, and spiritually, even mature, like it's a choice. Really, everything is out there. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, I don't know what to tell you, you know, and there's a lot of free things like Willie said too. But that's
And like Busty said, Busty is like I heard him throw out like watch the Google.
yeah.
You can hit up spots like that. You can hit up spots like on Bloomberg, Forbes. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You know, like the video said earlier, you got to be hungry for this.
That part. Exactly. That's why I love Les Brown, because he says you have to be hungry. You know, if you guys missed that, you know, guys replay the space, you know, I love Les Brown, or just search him up on YouTube. Once again, prime example of, well, I don't know how to start my personal development. Gosh, YouTube, just look it up. Just type in personal development. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to get a lot of videos.
They YouTube recipes, they YouTube and sneakers.
Yeah, you know, podcasts, you guys reading. We have to do things. If you zoom out and you sit back, you'll be like, all right, Cynthia, and you ask yourself, what am I doing every day to become a better version of myself? You know what I mean? Because we have to get to, guys, at this level, we have to stop blaming people. We have to stop blaming the way we grew up. We have to stop blaming our parents. We have to stop blaming our trauma. We have to stop blaming the failed experiences, failed relationships. Like, we have to get to a point where, like, all right, I'm still here and I have this opportunity in front of me. So what am I going to do with it? Right? Go ahead, Jen.
You know, one of the things that we're not talking a lot about here is the power of community also, right? And that's, I think, especially important for people who are just coming into crypto as well, that might not hear about it right away, is that, you know, when you're coming in and you're looking at, you know, tokens you can actually afford to, those are the community sector tokens typically, right? And that's, you know, like a community like Volt. Tapping into the community aspect is truly where that learning absolutely, you know, sparks and takes off. And so, you know, when you hop into something like the Telegram, right? And you just, even if you don't want to talk at first, you just listen to the people in there, listen to the voices that know things, that have been around, and they're just openly sharing that knowledge, right? And then from there, right, you're into the spaces and you're identifying people, you're getting to hear those voices and knowing who knows what and who you're going to identify with, right? And you can form friendships from there. You know, I've got people in, you know, the Voltinu that just will randomly, you know, DM me, you know, videos to watch that I think will be important to me. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to open your DMs up to people. That's not what I'm saying, right? We've been together for 3 years, so I know who's safe and who's not, kind of thing, right? You know, don't open your DMs up, but you get to know people in this space. And that's, you know, I know people in other communities as well, and you develop these friendships, right? And you know people who are, you know, have, you know, certain minds for different topics. And I know that I can reach out to so-and-so in this community, and I can reach out to somebody in a different community if I want to know about a different topic, because I know that they have the brain for that kind of thing, right? And that's where my learning is really taken off, is you know, listening to people that sort of, because we've all got different voices, right? We all understand things in different ways, and I will relate to somebody in a different way, but it's the people, right? And how they express something, that's where you're going to get your greatest learning. And then they will say something that gives you those clues, those cues to go and find that information, you know, on YouTube, right? That's what, I mean, I am constantly on YouTube, you know? I've always got it plugged in, and you can save videos. You can save, you know, videos in different playlists for things that you think, you know what, when your family
exactly
ready to listen, you can sort of save those videos. There are going to be safety videos for them. There are going to be those explanations that finally nail things in a way you think that they will need that information in a sort of a synopsis kind of way, right? You know, you can do all of these fantastic things, and that community aspect, I think, is super, super important.
I love that. You know what, Jen? That's such a great point. And that's so true. This is why it goes also back to choices, right, Jen? Like, what choices are we making? It's a choice of where you tap into, what spaces, what communities you're a part of. All of it's a choice. I mean, I'm sure every single one of us have tapped into spaces where you're like, all right, I mean, I know I have. We're like, okay, this is not me. I'm huge with energy. You know, I'm huge with energy, and the minute you go in there, if it's just F-bombs and all this negativity and trashing one another, like, to me, I'm like, no, thank you. You know what I mean? So it is a choice of where you tap into. No, seriously, because a lot of people, and you see 300, 500 people. Oh my God, they have so many. I don't really care about numbers, you guys. I care more about value. Like, and that's, I feel like at this stage where we're at, that's what you should be looking at. Again, Jen is not going to come and save me. Like, Jen, I'm sure she's killing it out here, but she is focused on what she's doing for herself and her loved ones, right? And that's what we have to do as well. But yeah, I agree with you, Jen. Communities are super important, and they do. Our community here with Volt is a huge part of the foundation for this project, right? And I think it's such a cool thing to be able to be a community that's strong, that has gone through the hardships, ups and downs, and you're still holding strong. We're still here, you know, and not just that, but now people can come in and be like, okay, you know what, the energy is right here. It's positivity. We're focused. We ain't going nowhere. All does definitely matter. And like you said, Jen, there's so much resources out there that people are just not taking advantage of. Instead of going online, I mean, we can't tell you what to do or watch, but like really sit back and be like, all right, hold on. How much time a day, if I'm on my phone 24/7, okay, or 23/7, you know, how much of those hours do I spend, I don't know, listening to a podcast, listening to motivational videos, listening to learning something, you know, I mean, educating myself. It's self-evaluation that I think a lot of people don't want to do, but yet still expect all this wealth and greatness to come to us and expect it to last, when in reality, you're not doing a damn thing to evolve as a human being. And I always say this, if we're not evolving as human beings, you're going to still stay stuck in this place of not being happy, you know, of just being stagnant mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, you know, because we have to evolve, you guys. Change is inevitable. The world around us is changing, is evolving. You have to ask yourself, are you doing the same? You know, and that's just what it is. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, you also, do you want to be here for a 3 or 4 bull runs, or do you want it to be 1 and out? Because the fact is, if you do this thing right, it could be 1 and out. If you do this thing ridiculous, you're going to be sideways, going back in, again, and a repeat course in life. And it's going to it's going to be harder when you first take the test to be a real estate person. Most people fail. They first attempt. Yeah. Okay, so that's cool. But that second attempt, most people that don't pass that second time ain't coming back. They're gonna be like, real estate not for me. See what I'm saying?
It's too hard.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then that third and fourth person numbers is lesser and less and lesser. Okay, because you're beating up on yourself. But I didn't get it right. Why? What you doing? God don't love me. You know, you're going through all that. Okay, and that's the same thing it is here in this space. You can do this nice and right and tight and keep it tight. But if you got to protect your eyes and your ears from your heart, okay? Because if you let the wrong people get in your head, they'll tell you to do the exact. Because think about it. How many people really want you to be a multimillionaire in life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
Low key, there's haters out there.
Yeah. You know,
it's facts. And that's the thing, Ken. Like, people have to stay. Once again, we get so distracted by the noise, by what people are thinking and what they're saying, or we want. It doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, you have to understand it's your journey. It's you believing in you. It's you taking action to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, people low key might follow you just to see what you're doing. They might be jealous, or they might just be, you know, it doesn't matter. But if you let yourself get caught up in all that, then that's where you find yourself distracted. And that's where you find yourself, you know, not focused on what you're supposed to. Like Brown said at the beginning, he said, he went and said, hey, do you have a job? He said, they told him, no, I don't. Leave. And finally, he's like, every single day he came up and showed up and he said, fine, go get me coffee. To me, the analogy of that story is like, hey, you have to want it. Like Willie said, you have to be hungry. How bad do you truly want to win in this world of investing in, and how bad do you want to be able to break those generational curses? How bad do you want to be able to leave a legacy so that when your kids are older, or your grandkids are older, they don't have to stress about not having enough finances, you know? But all of that includes education. It includes growth. It includes letting go of things, letting go of people, moving from environments that are not conducive to you. All of this is hard work, you guys. Like a quote that I put earlier, you guys, opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, and they are. Not even just, it is hard work, and people don't want to tap into that because people want things given to them easy, freely, and that's just not the way it works, you guys. At the end of the day, we have to take responsibility and accountability. It doesn't matter what the person next to you is doing because you don't have control of that. That is not your journey, and you're no one to judge, and no one should judge you. This is when we lock in and stay laser focused, zoom out, and be like, okay, hold on. All right, man, look at the prices. I can dab in real quick again. I can get myself another bag. I can get my tia, my primo a bag because I know they're hard-headed, but you know, I got them. You know what I'm saying? This is opportunity, you know, and the thing is, you have to look at it that way. We have to change our perspective. Like, since said, you have to tap into who. If you don't have millionaire friends that are successful, then go on YouTube, listen to videos. You know, I always give this example of Leah Hermosi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she talks about, man, I had a mentor, but when I focused and locked in, it got to a point where I surpassed that mentor, and I no longer aligned with that person. So I had to look for people who were doing more and doing better so I can learn from them. You know, if you're the richest person in your circle, you're doing something wrong. We have to be with that mindset of being a student for life, continuing to learn, you guys. Nobody is ever going to figure anything or everything out. You have to be humble, but also focused and understand, like, look, we talk about in the future, there might be another bull run. Maybe there is going to be more bull runs, but is it going to be at the magnitude that this one is for us regular people? Is the opportunity going to be the same?
And see, that's what I'm saying, Latino and Bussy. I am hungry. What else I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
What else I'm gonna do? What else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit the lottery and go buy the block back? No, I got a better one. I'm gonna leave all my money like in the bank, my life savings, and get 0.4% interest for the rest of my life. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you serious? That's it. Are you serious?
And
yes. Are you serious?
And when someone has to tell you when you don't make it this time, they have to give out. You know what you? Well, this is where you failed at. You didn't DCA. You didn't buy the dip, and you didn't hold them. So next time you need to do that. And so, okay, next time I need to do that.
Well, and that's what you have to look at, Ken. If you're not able to hodl, you know, and then maybe you're not cut out for crypto. That's just as real as it's going to get, man. You have to face that.
Wow.
You have to face it. Like, damn, well, the opportunity is there, but I'm so hard-headed and so prideful that I don't want to do what I got to do. And then I miss out on the opportunity. And who can I blame? When you point a finger, how many fingers are pointing towards you?
Yeah. I got 3 fingers.
I'm doing it right now. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing where people have to change it. Again, we talk about how this generation is so entitled. It's the truth. You know, we have to come to this point of like, hey, how bad do I want this? And I need to focus on what I'm doing to get there. You know, what am I spending the majority of my time doing? You know, what am I sacrificing? What am I doing every day to educate myself? You know what I mean? And because we should have, could have, would have, then what? Then what? Even if there is a bull run in the future, I'm telling you, I don't know. And my gut tells me it's not going to be the same magnitude of opportunity that we have right now.
Absolutely
you know what I mean?
not.
Nope.
So that's just what it is, man. But you guys,
and
zoom out.
On-chain,
yeah, go ahead.
On-chain today, one thing they brought up is that it's not going to be that everybody can be this unknown dev. That thing's going to be a thing of the past too.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so it's like the world's going to change in the blink of an eye. And
regulations for crypto is going to change. Like, people don't see all this. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's going to be registered and unregistered. And unregistered means that you don't make the standard, the safety protocols to be trusted to taking people's money. Mm-hmm. Okay. And just think, you know, people are going to look at your stuff and say, where's the on-chain symbol? Mm-hmm. I need to see a seal of excellence. You know what I mean? You know? And if I don't see that seal, I'm not messing with you like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
They want that stamp.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what people are not seeing. That's what I'm saying. That people are just so zoomed in that they don't see the bigger picture of what can happen. You know what I mean? And this is why it's so important for us to lock in and really be like, okay, it's up to me. It's up to me. It's up to you guys. You can come to spaces every single day, but at the end of the day, it's up to you, what you're doing. You know what I mean? And you zoom out, get your nose out of your phone. Leave it alone for a second and charge it. You know what I mean? And if you're able to invest some more, like Ken or Willie, who was saying this, instead of going to buy yourself a Starbucks, we don't do Starbucks, they do Dutch Bros. Anyways, you know, use that money to invest, you know, or instead of buying something that you know you don't need, or like Sin did a few months ago, hey, you know what, all this stuff, it can be replaced. I don't need that right now. Let me make some moolah right.
One box got you 600 million.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But it didn't get you no million. It got you no million if you didn't invest.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And that's what it is, you guys. It's the opportunity. Again, volatility creates opportunity. And that's how you have to look at it. If your perspective is still like, oh my God, I'm panicking. It's red. It's bleeding. Bro, like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know. Again, I think I'm so big with like, hey, let me take a deep breath. Let me zoom out. And okay, what do I have control of? Ken, Willie, do you guys have control of the market?
Nope.
No.
Do you have
Absolutely
do you have
not.
control of what Trump is doing?
Nope.
No.
Do you have control of the people?
No.
What do you have control of?
Of how I react to this market and how I proact to things that are coming to me, and how I hold down and stay down for the boat to come up.
And how you move and how you implement and everything that you learn, are you going to apply that? Are you just going to be stubborn and trauma bond? Shoulders down. Shoulders down. I see red. So. When I see that, I see opportunity. I see buying power. Like I say, I'm going through it right now. I'm not liquid like I want to be. I got rent coming up. I don't have no spare funds like that. But when I get my check this week, I'm going all aboard.
All aboard.
There you go.
Look,
all aboard.
I believe everything happens for a reason. I follow this girl named Chanel, and she just posted this. Look, God's talking to us. Universe talking to us. It says noise is really everywhere. It's your job to transcend it, and that's what it is, you guys. This I believe is also a huge challenge of our character of what we're doing, because sometimes I sit there and I've had these conversations with like my daughters, and it's like, man, Mom, why is it that we have to pay so much just to have a roof over our head? You know what I'm saying? Or why is it that we have to? No, seriously, it sounds funny, but when you think about it, like,
no, the way you said it was funny. The way it's not funny, but the way you said it.
No, but think about it. Like, honestly, like there's so many homeless people out here. I always say this. I live downtown Salt Lake City, and this is not even compared to like other downtowns like San Diego, LA, and all these other places. But why is it the homeless population is growing? You know what I'm saying? Why is it this? There's a lot of things that are not fair, right? But we have to come to a point where this is why that part of being able to navigate through our emotions and be like, okay, all right, well, I have control, but this is what I do have control of. And if you are a person who is very empathetic, like the podcast I just posted, a quick commercial real quick, guys, go check it out. But if when you're an empathetic person, it's like you hurt for other people. Like if part of you is like, man, when I have money, I want to be able to use that to also help others. Why not? Like go back and revisit your why and be like, why is it that I'm here? Why is it that I spend so many hours on X and on Telegram? Why is it that I'm investing my money? Why is it that Boss Sam's going out and doing, food delivery so he can use that just to invest more, to set up his, his family straight? So many people doing that. Why? There has to be a bigger reason to just having money or materialistic things, you guys. Because at the end of the day, when we leave this earth, we're not taking none of that shit with us. That's just facts. So for me,
none of that shit.
Yeah, for me, it's creating those memories. For me, it's creating, not just that, but that freedom of time, freedom of like whatever time. You guys, tomorrow's not guaranteed for anybody, and we know that. I posted yesterday, I had Space Chick on my mind a lot yesterday, and it's like sometimes I sit there and I get sad because I think of her. I'm like, gosh, man, like I literally have chills even just saying it. Like we're here today, and you don't know if we're going to be here, but in the meantime, while we are here, let's embrace it. Let's be grateful. Let's be like, you know what? This is another opportunity. Every day you wake up is another opportunity to be better, to do better. And to be able to leave something great for our loved ones and kids and kids, and provide not just that, pave that way for our kids to get out of this rat race so that they can learn to take their power back. Because remember, it's not just the money, it's educating yourself as well on how you can do things differently, taking those or making those champion choices and steps, because everything can sound good, could sound pretty, but I mean, it could just be that. It could just be noise if we're not doing anything truly to tap into this. You know what I mean? So,
That's
man,
right.
You're right.
Hopefully you guys took value from these spaces. I see that the Capitan came back up here. Adam, did you want to say something else? Feel free to, because I am probably going to give last words for the speaker panel and wrap up this morning space. But what a beautiful space. I always get energized when I come back here to these spaces. I think they're much needed. So...
And Adam, since you're up here right quick, you know what I'm asking you, man. Don't act new. You know what I'm asking you. I'm the co-host. When is the next drive-by video, man? When's the next drive-through video, man? You can't do videos like that and leave a guy like me hanging, man. I'm a clown. Go ahead. You got it.
Is he still there? Because I know he came back up here. Mic check.
He's mute. He probably mute. He's on mute. He probably needs to press.
Yeah, he had
little
dropped
button.
down, then he came back up. Though, so I'm like, well, we'll see. I'm sure he'll request when he's able to. But yeah, guys, I mean, I hope you guys take value of this. Anything that you hear from these spaces. One thing, like Jen said earlier, communities are super important, and I being here with Volt, we've been around 3+ years now. To me, I'm super grateful because you don't find communities that are still here holding strong, and not just that, but that they're providing you with true value, that true wealth, you know what I mean? And I think that is unique. If you do find communities like that, hold on to those. If you do find projects where you're like, nah, they're thinking of the future, man. They're thinking long term, and that's what we're trying. I mean, at least for me, if you're just thinking short term, well, hey, good luck. To each his own. But when you look at developers that are here, that are solid, that what they've said they've done, and they're still here, like Woltoshi, that's in the space still 3 years plus, and he taps into pretty much all the spaces that we have, and is in the Telegram still every single morning. Like, you have to take value of that, and understand that crypto's not going anywhere. Like Adam said, man, like, I'm not going anywhere. You have to understand that. Don't try to do the get rich scheme like that. Obviously, you have to see that doesn't work. Because it's not about just being rich, you guys. It's about, again, transforming your mind to a wealth mindset, because that is so important. If you don't have that and you're just looking for that number in your bank account or your crypto wallets, like, you have to do some evaluation, because it's way, way beyond that. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm going to start giving last words for people up here, because I am going to wrap up this morning's space. But what a beautiful space. We'll start with Sin, then we'll go with Jin, and then Adam, see if if he's still around, and then Willie Ken, and then I'll wrap it up. But Sin, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Sin, what do you got to say for the people in the back so they can hear loud and clear?
I'm gonna be short and sweet. Y'all stay pumped up. I'm gonna say this, and I know a lot of people is gonna probably not believe it, but this is the brokest you'll ever be. Y'all be blessed. Let's smash the clock.
Smash the clock.
Sin did the little pause in between. I'm over here like, what else is he gonna say? And he's like, nah, my boys, that's all you're gonna get. But you know what? That statement in itself, Sin, is so powerful. And I love that you repeat it every time, because I think when we say that, you have to say it with conviction and believe it. And I think when we haven't stepped into that place where it's like, this is the brokest I'll ever be, and then the back of mind, nah, I don't think so. Then you're doubting. That's another thing as well that has to take place. You have to believe. You have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in what you're invested in. You know what I mean? But I believe that, Sin, and I think that's such a powerful statement. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Jin, if you're still there, what you got for the people, man?
Lovely space. These spaces are always just, filled with absolute motivation, and I love it. And thank you for continuing to do this. Ken, Willie, for joining her and being the best sidekicks that you can be. Just an incredible Volt Army. And, thank you to Adam for joining today. Sin, as always, smashing that clock, and we are so close to smashing it for that last time. It's not just that, smashing the snooze, but finally smashing the glass on that.
Oh, clock. I can't wait, Jin. I'm gonna make a video.
Oh, absolutely. Into the power of community, I think that is huge, and I think that this army is truly going to be one of the biggest, strongest, and longest lasting communities that you're going to find. So continue to stay strong with your community, and I do think for anybody new, here in the space, tapping into community is it. So RTG is open 24/7, and it always has been since the day we launched. Join Sin and I tonight. We're going to talk about some more things to help you prepare for what's about to come. As Adam said, you do not want to be coming back into this space, and it's your mental attitude as well as your safety, as well as all of the other things that we need to do to prepare to get through this bull run, as well as existing properly, safely afterwards. So we will see you tonight.
Let's go. That's right, Jin. I don't know if you already have that post made. If you do, you can just pin it up here. If not, guys, make sure you follow Jin and Sin. Jin and Sin. You see what that is? And make sure you guys tap in and tune in. That's what I'm saying, you guys. The Volt Army is one of a kind. No matter what the charts look like, up and down, whatever, all around, we still focus and we're locked in and we're working. So huge shout out to Jin and Sin, man. And Jin, thank you for everything you're doing for the Volt Army, and Sin as well. I appreciate you. Mr. Adam, Capitan, are you there? Are you there?
Yes.
There you go. Okay.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. I appreciate you joining us this morning, giving the last words for the space.
Of course. Had a little power situation, but I am back. I think one of the things you guys can think about, and I think you might have talked about this before, is like have a visual board or visual wall. And have a vision board or vision wall. I have a vision wall. And then I have it on my wall, and I have it in places where I know I'm going to go. So the bathroom mirror, the cars, the in the car seat, I have on a refrigerator, just to remind me of why I'm on this journey as well. Just having in places you know you're gonna go. So just don't put it somewhere and you're not gonna go to that area. Put a vision board, a vision area, and sometimes, well, a lot of times, that's gonna make you feel even more motivated, and it'll take the pressure off. So consider doing that, and put it in places you're gonna be.
That's right. I love that. I love that. That's true. No, because it's true, and yeah, there's something powerful about writing things down as well, or even on your phone. I know people who've had their vision things on their phone, like on their screensaver or whatever it's called. So yeah, it's different things. My daughter also made like this new vision board, like where she got like a what do you call it? Oh my god, like a picture frame. And she kind of put the squares in there, and then when she completes something, then she'll put a picture of it, you know. So there's so many different things, because there is power in writing it, so you can have your goals present. You know, it can remind you every single day. So I think that's a super, super great tip, Adam. I appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you so much for taking time to be here and speaking. We appreciate you. Willie Wales, what you got for us, my friend?
Thank you, Volt Army. Thank you, Watoshi. Shout out to Jen and Sin for rocking up here with us. Salute to you, Adam, for swinging through and kicking up with us on this Monday morning. Shout out to my bro Bussy and Queen Latina, Crypto Latina. Hey, keep DCing, keep adding to your bags, keep adding value, keep learning, keep striving, stay focused and stay motivated. And keep adding to your bags. Keep adding to your bags. Keep DCing. Thanks again, Crypto Latina. Let me rock with you every Monday and Wednesday. Shout out to Bussy, the whole Volt Army. Thank you, everybody on the panel. Love y'all.
Let's go, Willie.
Cool.
He said cool. Thank you, Willie. Appreciate you. What you got, Kim Bussy?
All right.
Bussy.
This just in.
It's a Bussy.
.2:30 p.m. ET about digital assets, and America will be secure in its position as the leader.
Happening.
I've got scars put up my guard. I don't wanna get torn apart. I start to feel my heart race faster, it's pumping hard, and all I want is to be something. That's why I just keep on running. Can't stop what you don't see coming. Yeah, and you know I'm coming. How can I trust you if you don't trust me? I do what I do, 'cause it is just me, and nothing is new. No, I'm not lucky. I work my ass off, so I'll be something.
What happened there? Anyway, guys, that was Crypto Latina Space. This has been voted for King. Gone.
I'm going off, I know it's time to make a change, and I can take the pain. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm gonna find my meaning. I can make a change. I wanna play the game. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm going off, I know it's time to make a change, and I can take the pain. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm gonna find my meaning. I can make a change. I wanna play the game, yeah. is a threat, but I never back down, man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fame, and she look better in bed. And I'ma rock this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change, I got one life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging, don't you forget. Everything is so boring, can't get up in the morning. I'm so sick of the mundane and routine. I'm gonna break without warning. I wanna taste the pain, I think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space, 'cause everything is a threat, but I never back down, man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fame, and she look better in bed. And I'ma rock this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change, I got one life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging, don't you forget. I've gotta find a new purpose, something actually worth it. I wanna look in the mirror and like what I see. I'm sick of feeling so worthless. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging, look deep within. I get lost in the feeling, I just need a win. I'm going off, I know it's time to make a change, and I can take the pain. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging, look deep within. I get lost in the feeling, I just need a win. I'm gonna find my meaning, I can make a change. I wanna play